Well, I'm very biased, very prejudiced, but I have to say that the rural healthcare in Hinton is awesome.
In 2001, the Alberta Rural Physician Action Plan created the Distinction Award Program, an annual tribute to the achievements of physicians who live and work in rural Alberta.
We have probably some of the very best physicians, and we do a lot of services in a rural hospital that most other hospitals our size do not do.
The award recognizes a superior commitment and contribution to the community through medical practice, teaching, research, and community service.
He's a wonderful man. It's not just this club, it's everything he gets into. He's organized so many major events in this area. And it must be, he's just a people person. I think it's something that he needs to do.
An unassuming fellow who has worked with a lot of organizations, but is not somebody who necessarily wishes to be the recognized leader.
The first recipient of the Alberta Rural Physician Award of Distinction is Dr. Stuart Iglesias.
Well, when we left Toronto, I knew I wanted to be a rural physician. Just by serendipity, Dr. Duncan Murray, a famous rural physician from Hinton, was looking for help at the time, and one thing led to another, and it's 18 years later and we're still here.
The man everyone in Hinton knows as Dr. Stu arrived in town in 1984. Since then, he has become recognized throughout the region for his outstanding contributions, both as a medical practitioner and a member of the community.
It was like a whirlwind had come to town. All of a sudden he challenged the kind of established way we were doing things, and it was initially a bit unsettling, but it was also very exciting. And I've really never met anybody who's had such personal and professional dynamism.
He was 5'6".
Wow, you're on a trend here, eh? You're going to have an 8-pound baby next time, aren't you?
15 years ago, Dr. Stu initiated a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week epidural service in the community.
Is he breastfeeding?
Yeah, excellent.
This groundbreaking rural service has since become the standard of care across the province.
Both times I had troubles with my pregnancies, and he helped out, so... Yeah, he's really great.
All of a sudden he came in, he introduced epidural anesthesia, and that wasn't even being done in the Royal Alex, so this was a hugely radical departure for a small country hospital to take on. And then it's really been one innovation after another, and we've kind of been a bit breathless in his wake.
A firm believer in professional versatility, Dr. Iglesias is also a GP anesthetist who works in the operating room, and a skilled surgeon who many years ago initiated a pelvic laparoscopic program for diagnosis and tubal ligations. Working tirelessly, Dr. Iglesias has helped expand the range of services offered by Hinton General Hospital. He is one very good reason why Hinton has become a referral center servicing West Central Alberta. Dr. Iglesias has demonstrated his commitment to training the next generation of rural physicians.
He's a very good teacher, particularly of practical skills. He's got a beautiful set of hands, and he just talks you through a procedure. He's able to do what I can't do, which is stand back and let people fumble a little bit and know exactly when to intervene so that the student does it as well as he can.
From a medical point of view, I think he's definitely one of the best in the area, and as a citizen in the community, he is absolutely awesome. He's done a lot of good. We raised a lot of money for the ultrasound machine that's now up at the Hinton General Hospital, and also the teleradiology equipment that's up there.
While Dr. Iglesias is well known for his local involvement, he has also been asked to serve on national committees with the Society of Obstetricians and Gynecologists of Canada and the Society of Rural Physicians of Canada.
I think, especially because of his quiet but dynamic involvement in healthcare for rural communities at a national level. If you start looking at some of his publications and a lot of the guidelines from different organizations that have come out, Stu is behind a lot of them, and that's to do with GP anesthesia, with obstetrical practice in rural communities, and he's also been working on the surgical end of it in terms of keeping those things alive in a rural community.
So you're relaxed, you're fairly relaxed.
Dr. Stu's co-workers all recognize his special relationship with his patients.
You can call him at any time of the night, and he's there. He always puts his patients first.
He gives everything, his whole heart into it. He loves being a doctor.
He's really good with kids, wonderful with the kids. He can tease them, and he has them covered with stamps from the tips of their fingers to their nose and from their knees to their feet, and they just love it. He has them all chuckling, but that's his strong point. He loves kids.
You do? What is it, a big hug? Oh, you turkey! You turkey! Look at that, you got me everywhere. Now, who put you up to that? Was that your mother?
No.
I thought your mother was a friend of mine.
I thought about it all by myself.
You thought about it all by yourself? No. We do that with all the kids. They get this idea that they're going to be able to squirt me, but they hide it, and we wait to the very last minute, and it seems to be almost as effective as their pre-medication. They just don't really have much chance to worry about anything because they're so busy trying to get me close enough to do the squirt, and so they end up doing the squirt, and then they're asleep, and there's been very little stress with the whole thing. I just get a little wet.
Despite all his professional commitments, Dr. Stu also finds time for other community pursuits.
It was a group of parents that wanted their kids to learn how to take care of their horses. We all had bought our kids horses, and it wasn't just learning how to ride them, but it was learning to care for their horses.
Devon, my son, he had his first trophy ever, and he hated horses, but we got him on Rusty.
Well, there is a Saddle Club series. I don't know who the author is, but it's widely popular amongst young children, especially girls. And after observing my children reading that, as any father, you want to try to get something for your kids. And so I asked them if they would like to have a Saddle Club, and they thought that would be a cool idea.
Well, he was the founding member, and he just... You've followed him around for a day, you can see anything needs to be done, and Stu's there, and he'll do it, and he gets it done.
And of course I had daughters, and there's something magical about little girls and big animals. And for years, probably 75% of our membership in the Saddle Club were girls. That was always a big motivation for me, having two daughters.
I remember watching Dad taking horseback riding lessons.
Yes.
And no matter what the instructors say, Dad always had to go faster.
The Iron Creek Saddle Club became more than a riding club that would teach young people horsemanship. It was a challenging but supportive environment that helped build confidence and foster self-esteem.
There's so much more to horses than just the riding. There's the work, there's the responsibility. Yeah, and so the kids had so much confidence in everything they did after that. It was just magnificent, and we can still see it with these kids that come and join and continue on with their lives. And
that's Carmen in the back.
As is so often the case with volunteer efforts, ingenuity plays as big a role as investment.
We just got donations from people that had been in saddle clubs many years before that their kids had got trophies, and we shined them up and took the old plaques off and got new plaques made, and we gave them out again, and Stu made sure that the smallest kid got the biggest trophies.
Word spread. Within a few years, the club was drawing young riders from Jasper, Grand Canyon, Brewer, and Edmonton, as many as 75 children in a single season. And for the past 7 years, young riders have been entertaining crowds at local rodeos with their version of the musical ride. Cowboy, scuba diver, snowboarder, husband, father, community leader, teacher, researcher, activist, physician, colleague, a worthy recipient of the first annual RPAP Award of Distinction, Dr. Stuart Iglesias.
Although it's maybe not his style, I think he's really thrilled.
Well, I think it's great because he is the best baby doctor in the world, I'm sure.
Stu, I really congratulate you on behalf of the town of Hinton and the community on this award. I think you are richly deserving of it.
Stu, this has been a spectacular 18 years. Thanks for taking us on such an exciting ride.
We all love you, Stu.
He's just done all kinds of nice things for this community, I think. Of course, I'm his wife, so what else would I say, right? He does deserve it. He's worked hard and he's really contributed to this community.
So proud of him. You're an amazing dad. I'm so happy for him. Like, I work in this medical clinic now as a receptionist, and I see there how hard he works, and I see how much everyone loves him, and I know he does so much, and they're just so happy for him, so proud of him.
We're not sure what it's called. I think it's an import of some sort. You're talking about that brown station wagon thing?
He's a card, and he smells beautiful.
He's got some really nice clothes, nice leather jacket, and always looks good.
But then when it came to getting him on a horse, it was a different story.
Oh, Lord.
We do have a new truck here for you. It's got your name on it, and there's a horse decal on the door.